like and subscribe. Support for our videos. In the quaint village of Wickerwood, nestled between rolling hills and lush forests, stood an old, charming cottage with ivy-covered walls and a garden that seemed to burst with color. It belonged to Mr. and Mrs. Thompson, a kindly elderly couple known for their warm smiles and delicious apple pies. However, what drew the most attention to their home was a peculiar broken window on the east side, a relic from an incident long past. One crisp autumn day, as the leaves turned brilliant shades of red and gold, young Emily wandered through Wickerwood, her curiosity piqued by tales of the broken window. The story went that, many years ago, the Thompsons' son, Peter, had accidentally shattered it while playing with his friends. Rather than replacing the window, Mr. Thompson had carefully repaired it with colorful glass pieces, creating a mosaic that cast enchanting patterns inside the cottage when the sunlight streamed through. Emily had often heard the older villagers speak of Peter with a mix of fondness and sorrow. He had been a bright, adventurous boy, always dreaming of far-off places. Tragically, he had disappeared one summer, leaving behind only the mystery of his absence and the broken window. On this particular day, Emily found herself drawn to the cottage. As she approached, Mrs. Thompson, tending to her roses, greeted her warmly. "Hello, Emily. What brings you here today? I've always wondered about that window." Emily replied, pointing to the colorful mosaic. "Can you tell me the story?" Mrs. Thompson's eyes softened with a mixture of joy and melancholy. "Ah, the window. It holds so many memories. Peter broke it when he was about your age, chasing a ball. Instead of replacing it, Mr. Thompson turned it into something beautiful, a reminder of our boy's spirit and creativity." As Emily listened, a sudden gust of wind rustled the leaves, and a faint tinkling sound came from the window. Mesmerized, she stepped closer. "It's beautiful. But do you ever think about what happened to Peter?" Mrs. Thompson sighed, looking at the window with a distant gaze. "Every day. We never stopped hoping that one day, he might come back." That evening, as Emily walked home, she couldn't shake the feeling that the window held more than just memories. Determined to uncover the truth, she returned the next day with her friend, Oliver, an amateur sleuth. The two children examined the window carefully. As the sun began to set, casting golden light through the mosaic, Emily noticed something. "Look, Oliver. The light forms a pattern on the floor." Intrigued, they followed the light's path, discovering it led to a loose floorboard in the corner of the room. With Mrs. Thompson's permission, they pried it open, revealing a small, dusty box. Inside were letters and drawings, each signed by Peter. One letter stood out, dated a few years after his disappearance. In it, Peter described his adventures and his longing to return home, explaining that he had left to find a treasure to make his family proud but had gotten lost along the way. He promised he would come back one day. Tears filled Mrs. Thompson's eyes as she read the letter. "He was always so brave and full of dreams. Thank you, children, for helping us find this piece of him." The broken window, once a symbol of loss, became a beacon of hope. The villagers, moved by the discovery, gathered around the Thompson cottage, sharing stories of Peter and celebrating his adventurous spirit. From that day on, the mosaic window was not just a reminder of a broken past, but a testament to hope, resilience, and the enduring bond of family. And every time the sun shone through it, casting its vibrant colors, the village of Wickerwood remembered the boy who had never stopped dreaming.